I'm a radio producer and I'm working for Midland Sound. And we're looking for a doctor to do a short weekly phone-in. You know, medical problems, advice, that sort of thing.
And Jane recommended me.
Very highly. She said she thought you'd be perfect.
Well, I'm very flattered, but live radio, I don't really think I'm up to it.
Jane said you were one of the coolest, most level people she'd worked with. And I have to say, having heard your voice, it would be a crime for you not to go on radio. You've got a lovely timbre. Very compassionate.
You are oozing flattery. How many people have turned you down already?
None. You were the first choice. And the flattery comes with the territory, I'm afraid. You know us media types. Did I mention that we pay extraordinarily well?
Really?
No. So, is there anything I can say to sway you?
No, sorry. But you might like to try Ollie, Dr. Berg. He's just down the corridor, though he might not be around till later. He'd be ideal, trust me.
Well, great. Yeah, great. Thanks for your help. And, if you change your mind, it would be a terrible waste of that voice.
Remember, I didn't think he was wearing it just for fun.
Mac.
Hi, Helen.
You're sickeningly tanned. I take it you had a good time.
It was fantastic, thank you. How are you?
Grimly struggling on without you and Kate.
You seem to be coping very well. Mark's been telling me about some of the changes.
Has he?
I should go away more often. This place seems to be running like clockwork.
Sorry I'm late. Oh. Carly, come and say hello.
Our new locum. Human error. That's something I can't change.
Mac, I need to have a chat.
Yes, of course. Had to be later, though. A lot of catching up to do.
No, now, Mac.
Right.
The point is, he's acting like a senior partner. It's not his place to go around changing things when he feels like it.
He's trying to help. I know he goes a bit far sometimes.
A bit.
Come on, it's well meant. Look, why don't you fill me in on the new locum thingy,
Carly.
Yeah, Carly.
Well, that's another example of Mark wading in and making a mess of things.
I thought you said she was good.
She is. It's the person she replaced who was useless. Jude had a few days off work. She and Pete have split up.
Yeah, Mark said. She's been through the wars lately, hasn't she? He didn't tell me that she took time off, though.
Well, without my consent, Mark took it upon himself to get in one of the most incompetent locums I have ever come across. I had to sack him after the first day.
Well, it's not Mark's fault, is it? It's just bad luck.
The man was his friend, and he was a quack.
Oh. Yeah, come in.
Sorry to interrupt. You asked me to remind you about your appointment. Any chance of that?
Well, you know, soldiering on.
Must be nearly a year now.
To the day.
Of course. Right, let's have a listen to that chest. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. You're very wheezy.
Ah, that'll be the cold.
And your temperature's high.
To be honest, I've been smoking a few cigarettes lately. I know I shouldn't, but...
No, you definitely shouldn't. But smoking doesn't give you a high temperature.
Ah, that'll be the cold then.
And your pulse rate's high too.
That'll be the cigarettes.
It's not the cigarettes. I think you've got some kind of lung infection.
Pile of old nonsense.
I want to refer you to the hospital for an X-ray.
You're not getting me into that hospital.
The sooner we find out what the infection is, the sooner we can get it cleared up. Not yours.
Then to top that, I started saying that I thought a lot of parents missed out by sending their children straight to creche.
Oh, yeah, probably not the most tactful thing to say.
Well, there's more. And then I proceeded to go on a tirade against smokers.
Well, that's no bad thing. You're entitled to your opinion, Carly.
Oh, the amount of holes I dug myself. I'd make a better grave digger than a doctor.
Better a doctor than a comedian.
I'm famous for my bad jokes. Still, not a good idea to do them at the expense of your new boss, eh?
Thank you very much, sir.
Bye.
Thank you.
That tells me that Jude and Pete have split up.
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Well, what happened?
I'm not really sure. She didn't want to go into too much detail.
Any chance of them getting back together again?
I didn't get that impression.
Here you go.
Thanks, Mac.
You're welcome.
It completely took it out of her. I think she's going to need looking out for when she gets back.
I'll sort it out.
What do you mean by that?
Like I say, I'll sort it.
Tread lightly, Mac.
Don't worry about it. I will tiptoe on gossamer.
Sorry, Katrina. Referral letters go...
In the buff folder. But I always advise doctors to keep their own individual copy.
OK, right.
Because otherwise I get blamed for losing them. Which I don't. I mean, I just simply file them. If you try telling that to Matt when he's got a sore head.
OK, well, thanks.
I mean, organisation, it costs nothing, doesn't it? But it means everything in a practice like this. I should give out annual awards at the Christmas party.
So who would win?
Oh, Dr. Thompson, no question.
Creep.
But only 2 out of 10 for the handwriting.
Well, that's more than I'd get. So how are things?
Oh, the usual. Patient sits there, gives you half the story, then you either have to play guessing games or use telepathy, and sometimes there isn't time. Anyway, how are you?
Settling in can be a bit unsettling. Helen?
Yep.
What is Mark's problem? I mean, I usually get on with people and make a real effort, but he's so strange.
Well...
Is it the army thing? Has he got a problem with women or something? Remember at my last practice, I had 2 ex-squaddy patients and they always made me feel useless. Like they were doing me a favour.
Well, Mark's had a few problems.
Well, we've all had problems. Why can't he just be nice? What, do you think he needs cheering up, taking out of himself?
Certainly needs something.
Really?
If you ask me, what he needs is a good, long, sweaty session. Not with me, I hasten to add.
Katrina!
Really?
Some have tried and some have failed.
That's enough, thank you.
What has been going on?
There's a lot of gossip, but none worth listening to. Mark's mother died recently and, well, he's had a few problems.
And the rest?
Can I suggest we get some work done before Katrina's imagination explodes?
Yeah, of course.
You okay?
Carly came running to you, did she?
Not exactly.
Well, I suppose I did behave a bit like an idiot. I just have to know where everything is. I was like that as a child. The army just made it worse.
And you saw your mother on Friday. Did that upset you?
It was fine.
Must have been a big thing, me to know like that.
I'm sorry, I know you're trying to be supportive, but I really don't want to discuss it right now.
Okay, I'll leave you to it then. I was just wondering what was going on.
How do you mean?
Katrina mentioned she saw a prescription with your name on it on your desk.
Well, Katrina should mind her own business.
Jude, this is serious. Is there something you want to tell me?
Like what? That I'm prescribing myself sleeping pills.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm worried about you. First there was Friday, and now this prescription thing. I know you said everything was fine, but you can tell me the truth. Is it the wedding? Is everything getting too much for you? If you can't sleep properly, you should talk to one of us.
No, it's not like that.
What is it then?
It's Beth.
The prescription's for your sister.
Well, she's been under a lot of strain herself lately, and she's not been sleeping very well.
And you've been picking up the slack.
Trying to.
As if you haven't got enough on your plate already.
Well, she's my sister. I can't just ignore her.
Of course not.
Look, I'm really sorry that's affected my performance at work, but it won't happen again.
I know it won't. Anyway, I'm glad that there's no problems with the wedding plans. Naming no names, but some people here thought it was all off after what happened on Friday.
Oh. Well, you can tell them from me that it's all systems go.
I already have.
Is everything okay?
Do you mean is Jude in trouble?
No, of course not.
The prescription was for Jude's sister, not Jude. She's registered with us, isn't she? Just make sure so no one gets any funny ideas.
Sure.
Thanks, Katrina.
Look, I didn't mean to cause any trouble.
No, of course not. It's just the way things can look sometimes, isn't it? Giving your idea a lot of thought.
And your conclusions?
Well, on days like today, I'm sorely tempted, believe me, but I'm not sure that a new practice is the best way forward. It would mean a lot of upheaval.
I'll risk a cliché. No pain, no gain.
Why don't we try and change Riverside? I'm sorely tempted, believe me, but I'm not sure that a new practice is the best way forward. It would mean a lot of upheaval.
I'll risk a cliché. No pain, no gain.
Why don't we try and change Riverside? I think if we work together, we can make a real difference. We could make this